Remember when you buy something and it has a price tag? That price tag tells you how much you need to pay, but it doesn't always tell the whole story. Well, tariffs are like extra taxes on stuff from other countries. These are fees that governments add to the cost of imported goods. These taxes make things more expensive for everyone. When tariffs are applied, the cost of goods goes up, and that increase is often passed on to consumers. Imagine going to the store and seeing your favorite chocolate bar suddenly costs twice as much. It's not just luxury items, everyday essentials can be affected too. That's what tariffs can do. They can make the things we buy every day more expensive, and that's a real bummer. They make the things we buy every day more expensive, and that's a real bummer. Families might have to rethink their budgets and cut back on certain items. These tariffs aren't just random though. Governments use them for different reasons, and they can have a big impact on international trade. Governments use them for different reasons. Sometimes it's to protect their own businesses from foreign competition. Sometimes it's to protect their own businesses. By making imported goods more expensive, local products become more competitive. Other times, it's to try and get a better deal with another country. Tariffs can be used as a bargaining chip in trade negotiations, but guess who always ends up paying more? Yep, you and me. The extra costs trickle down to us, the consumers. So, the next time you hear about tariffs, remember they're like sneaky taxes that can take a bite out of your wallet. They might seem like a distant policy issue, but they hit close to home. Things haven't been so friendly lately between the US and Canada, our neighbors to the north. The two countries, which have long shared a peaceful and cooperative relationship, are now at odds over trade policies. This tension has been brewing for a while, and it seems to be escalating with each passing day. It all started when the US decided to put these tariffs on things like steel and aluminum coming from Canada. The move was unexpected and caught many by surprise, leading to immediate backlash from Canadian officials and businesses. The US said it was about protecting American jobs and businesses. They argued that the tariffs were necessary to ensure the survival of domestic industries and to prevent job losses in key sectors. But Canada wasn't too happy about it. Canadian leaders expressed their frustration and disappointment, stating that the tariffs were unfair and harmful to their economy. Canada responded by slapping tariffs of their own on a whole bunch of American products. This tit-for-tat strategy was aimed at pressuring the US to reconsider its stance. We're talking about things like ketchup, which is a staple in many American households, whiskey, a popular spirit enjoyed by many, and even toilet paper, an essential item for daily life. Basically, they targeted things that would hit Americans where it hurts, our wallets and our shopping carts. The goal was to make everyday items more expensive and to create pressure from American consumers. It's like a game of chicken, but with the entire economies of two countries hanging in the balance. Both sides are waiting to see who will blink first as the stakes continue to rise in this high-stakes trade war. So, what does this trade war actually mean for regular people like you and me? Well, get ready to open your wallets a little wider than before. Remember those tariffs we talked about? They've made a lot of things more expensive for everyone. Want to buy a new car? Be prepared to shell out an extra $3,000. Groceries also took a hit, with things like maple syrup and avocados costing more. Even a simple six-pack of beer got pricier than it used to be. And it's not just consumers who are feeling the pain and frustration. Businesses, especially those that rely on trade between the two countries, are getting squeezed from both ends. Right now, things between the US and Canada are still a bit frosty. The once warm and cooperative relationship has hit a rough patch, and both sides are feeling the chill. Trade negotiations have become more complex and contentious, with each country trying to protect its own interests. Both countries are trying to work things out, but it's like trying to untangle a giant knot of Christmas lights. It's messy, frustrating, and no one's quite sure how it's going to end. The stakes are high and the pressure is mounting as deadlines loom and economic impacts become more pronounced. The trade war has definitely put a strain on the relationship between the two countries. Factories are feeling the heat, and the flow of goods has slowed down, affecting everything from manufacturing to retail. The ripple effects are being felt far and wide. And until a solution is found, it's likely that consumers and businesses on both sides of the border will continue to feel the pinch. Shoppers are seeing higher prices and fewer choices, while small business owners struggle to keep their shelves stocked and their customers happy. One thing's for sure, this trade war is a big deal, and it's something we should all be paying attention to. The headlines are filled with updates and people are glued to their screens, anxious to see what happens next. After all, it's our wallets that are on the line. Every decision made at the negotiation table has a direct impact on our daily lives, from the cost of groceries to the availability of products we rely on.